Welcome back, VST here, please stack. This is my Pixel 10 Pro running Android 17 Beta 1, and this is my Samsung S25 Ultra, yes, not the 26 Ultra, anyway, running One UI 8.5 Beta 5. Yesterday I did a video testing the new functionality in this beta, and this is the new Bixby update. And this is a huge thing because this version of Bixby supports conversational AI capabilities, and it's using Perplexity AI. With this integration, Bixby can not only use voice commands within the OS, which was also possible before, but it can be a real conversational device agent, capable of answering complex questions, performing web searches, and controlling phone settings using natural language. And then again, some of this functionality existed before, but not like this. So with this Bixby Perplexity update, Bixby can now do real-time searches and answers. So it's going to use Perplexity to give you a detailed, up-to-date answers, and this is going to happen all within the Bixby interface. And even more, it's going to allow follow-up questions, which is actually turning this whole thing into a conversation. So it will understand context. The AI within will understand what your intent is, and it's going to try to extract phrases. So in this video, I'm going to compare the Gemini assistant versus the Bixby Perplexity, and what better way of testing AI with the help of AI. So I asked AI, what are the best prompts to ask an AI assistant and check for conversation ability? And what I got in return was like, to test if an AI assistant is truly conversational, meaning that it can handle nuance, maintain context, and show emotional intelligence, you need to move beyond simple factual questions, which is pretty simple for an advanced large language model. So the best prompts for this use case is like stress and stretch method, pushing AI into scenarios where it must give you a reason, where it must adapt its tone, and remember previous turns of conversation. Alright guys, I'm gonna do 5 tests with each phone, and the first test is going to be the context retention multi-turn. So let's see how it's gonna work. I'm gonna start with the Pixel here. I'm planning a dinner party for 6 people. One is vegan, one is allergic to nuts. Can you suggest a 3-course menu?
Crispy bruschetta topped with a balsamic glaze and fresh tomato basil salsa. Main course: creamy mushroom risotto made with vegetable stock, nutritional yeast, and truffle oil. Serve with a side of charred lemon asparagus. Dessert: dark chocolate mousse whipped with aquafaba, chickpea brine, and served with fresh raspberries. Would you like a shopping list for these recipes?
And now guys, this is gonna be the plot twist, because I'm just going to ask something weird. Hey, actually, make that 8 people and let's swap the dessert for something fruit-based. How does that change the grocery list?
Upgrading to 8 people and switching to a fruit-based dessert is a great choice. For the dessert, a roasted berry and apple crisp is a crowd pleaser that is naturally nut-free and easy to scale up. Here is your updated 3-course menu and the adjusted grocery list. The updated menu serves 8. 1. Appetizer, tomato basil bruschetta with balsamic glaze. 2. Main, creamy mushroom and truffle risotto with charred lemon asparagus. 3. Dessert, warm roasted berry and apple crisp with an oat-based crumble, served with coconut cream. Adjusted grocery list, nut-free and vegan. Quantities have been increased to ensure generous portions for 8. Produce: tomatoes, 8 to 10 large Roma tomatoes for bruschetta. Mushrooms, 2 pounds, mixed varieties like cremini, shiitake, or oyster.
So this is the twist here. By asking this follow-up, I want to make sure that actually the AI agent, in this case Gemini, is going to remember my original dietary restrictions, which is no nuts. And it actually did. So I have vegan people and no nuts. Yep. It was able to remember this, and also it adjusted the whole menu for 8 people, which means also updated my grocery list. So the first test completed by Gemini. Now I'm very much thrilled to ask Bixby the same question. So let's start. I'm planning a dinner party for 6 people. One is vegan and one is allergic to nuts. Can you suggest a 3-course menu?
I cannot directly prepare or host your dinner party, but I have found relevant information from reliable vegan recipe sources to suggest a safe 3-course menu for 6 people accommodating 1 vegan and 1 nut allergy.
It's not bad. It is actually doing the almost same thing that also the Gemini was doing. When I asked the same question, Gemini, it was a bit more extensive to what I really wanted, but I would say for this round, it was okay. And now the tricky question, because I'm gonna ask the follow-up. Actually, make that 8 people and let's swap the dessert for something fruit-based. How does that change the grocery list?
Scaling the nut-free vegan 3-course menu from 6 to 8 people requires approximately 33% more ingredients overall. And swapping the dessert to a fruit-based vegan sticky toffee pear pudding keeps it simple while emphasizing fresh pears and dates.
All right, okay. So I would say in this case, Bixby was almost as good as Gemini, so I'll just give it a tie. So now we are going to do test number 2. This is going to be the nuance and empathy test. So I'm going to check if the AI assistants can handle gray areas or sensitive social situations without sounding robotic. So let's start this time with Bixby. I need to tell my close friend that I can't be a bridesmaid in her wedding because of the travel costs, but I'm terrified of hurting her. Can you help me draft a text that is firm but incredibly warm?
A warm yet firm text draft you can send to your friend explaining the bridesmaid decision due to travel costs.
Oh my god, let's try to read this through. Hey, friend's name, I've been thinking so much about your wedding and how excited. Oh, even with emojis. But it's doing the dash, and when you see a long dash, notice for me, this is 100% AI. After crunching the numbers of the travel costs, I just can't swing being a bridesmaid. It breaks my heart. Okay, I mean, this is really great work. It gives you what you wanted. It is also telling you why this thing works. We have a warm opener, firm but gentle reason, heartfelt emotion, positive close, short and text friendly. And also, it gives you tips for sending, which I kind of like. What we're looking here is if Bixby or Gemini are going to provide us a balanced response that validates my anxiety while providing a script that sounds like a real human friend rather than a legal document. Yeah, this time Bixby did it. So now let's see what Gemini is gonna do. I need to tell my close friend that I can't be a bridesmaid in her wedding because of the travel costs, but I'm terrified of hurting her. Can you help me draft a text that is firm but incredibly warm?
About your situation, but emphasizes how much you care for her. Dearest friend's name.
Honestly, guys, I'm just thinking, comparing this one-to-one, right, the message from Gemini is good enough. It breaks my heart. I've realized that I won't be able to be a bridesmaid. The costs are simply more and stuff like that. One thing I need to praise Gemini is the fact that it decided not to use these long dashes, which is definitely a show for AI. But I have to tell you, the answer from Bixby feels a bit more human with all the emojis, you know, like two bodies just chatting around, and it also gives you better reasoning, like why this works, and also gives you tips for sending, which we don't have here. Alright, test number 3 is going to be the interview mode test. Active listening. A sophisticated AI agent such as Gemini and hopefully Bixby with Perplexity should not just dump information, it should ask questions to narrow down what you actually need. So this time I'm gonna start with Gemini. I wanna start a side business, but I'm not sure where to begin. Before you give me any advice, ask me 5 most important questions you need answered to give me a tailored plan.
To build a plan that actually fits your life, I need to know your starting point. Please answer these 5 questions. 1. What is your primary goal? E.g., extra pocket money, replacing your full-time income, or pursuing a passion project? 2. How many hours per week? 3. What is your starting budget for initial costs? 4. What are your top 3 skills or hobbies? 5. Do you prefer selling a physical product, a digital product, or a service? Once you provide these details, I can draft your roadmap. Would you like to start with your goals or your skills first?
Cool. As you can see, Gemini was spot on, so now can't wait to test this with Bixby Perplexity. I want to start a side business, but I'm not sure where to begin. Before you give me any advice, ask me 5 most important questions you need answered to give me a tailored plan.
That sounds like an exciting venture. To provide you with a tailored plan, I need to ask you a few key questions. 1. What type of side business are you interested in? 2. Do you have any specific skills or expertise that you can leverage? 3. How much time can you dedicate to this side business each week? 4. What is your budget or initial investment capacity for this business? 5. Are there any particular goals you have in mind for this side business, such as income targets or personal fulfillment?
Honestly, since I had to redo this several times because of my phone draining the battery, it gave me all the time some very good input. So what we're looking here is to identify if the questions that I'm getting asked are a bit like high level and like general, but no, both assistants are doing a great job. And now it's time for test number 4. This is going to be the tone shift test, and it's going to test the AI's vibe and its ability to adapt its linguistic style. Alright, let's start this time with Bixby. Explain how a black hole works. First explain it like you are a tired 1940s noir detective, then explain it like a hyper-enthusiastic Gen Z influencer.
Black holes are regions of spacetime where gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape. Formed from the collapse of massive stars and explained here first in a 1940s detective style and then as a hyper-enthusiastic Gen Z influencer.
Yo fam, black holes are straight up the ultimate plot twist of the universe, mind-blowing, no cap. Imagine a dying star going Super Saiyan collapse mode. Insane, alright. No return. Honestly, guys, yeah, not bad, not bad with all these emojis and with the hashtag. The only thing I don't like here is again the use of this long dash. This is just so screaming of, oh, it's AI. Very good job, Perplexity. And now let's check what Gemini is gonna do. Explain how a black hole works. First explain it like you are a tired 1940s noir detective, then explain it like a hyper-enthusiastic Gen Z influencer.
The gritty truth. The tired detective. Listen, kid, it's simple and it's ugly. Imagine a star, big, bright, full of itself, finally runs out of juice. It collapses under its own weight, packing all that mass into a tiny, impossible point. This creates a gravitational pull so mean it doesn't let anything out. Once you cross that event horizon line, you're gone. Not even light, the fastest snitch in the universe, can escape the singularity at the center. It's a one-way trip to nowhere. And the case is closed before it even begins. Total vibe shift, the Gen Z influencer. OMG, besties. We are talking about the ultimate cosmic vacuum. Imagine a star having a total main character moment, then collapsing into a tiny point with infinite aura. This creates the event horizon, which is basically the velvet rope of the universe. If you cross it, you're literally blocked forever. No light, no signals, just pure aesthetic void. At the center is the singularity, where physics just stops working. It's giving high-key mystery, it's giving gravitational slay, and honestly, we are obsessed. Would you like me to explain what happens if you actually fell into one?
Honestly, I like the fact that Gemini is just asking me some more follow-up questions, but Bixby Perplexity was doing this as well. Also in this test, Gemini also used like the long AI dash that I don't like so much. I'm no Gen Z, right? Don't get me wrong, but I have a feeling that this probably might be a bit more suitable because I was able to identify some of this Gen Z slang. If you're watching this video and you're Gen Z, let me know which one was actually better. And now time for test number 5, the reasoning and the logic test. This is gonna be the trap. Good conversationalists can spot contradictions or impossible requests. So see what happens here. I'm looking for a silent, waterproof vacuum cleaner that I can use to clean my underwater goldfish bowl while the fish are sleeping. Can you find one for me?
The Higger 5 and -1 electric vacuum gravel cleaner is a highly recommended silent, waterproof aquarium cleaning tool ideal for safely vacuuming substrate.
According to my other AI, the smart AI will gently point out the practical issues. Suction in water, disturbing the fish, the rarity of truly silent vacuums, rather than just hallucinating a product link. But actually, it seems that a product like this exists, so now let's see what Gemini is gonna do. I'm looking for a silent, waterproof vacuum cleaner that I can use to clean my underwater goldfish bowl while the fish are sleeping. Can you find one for me?
While there isn't a silent motorized vacuum, a manual siphon is your best bet because it's powered by gravity and makes zero noise. Top recommendations. For silence, use a Python Pro Clean siphon. It has no motor, so it won't vibrate or hum while your fish sleep. For small bowls, the Dymax MiniVac or Fluval EasyVac Mini are specifically designed for small volumes and won't suck out all the water too fast. Electric, if you must. The Eheim QuickVac Pro is battery operated and much quieter than plug-in models, though it still produces a slight hum. Pro tips for sleep cleaning. Avoid motors.
So honestly, Gemini answer might be a tiny bit better versus the question that I asked and kind of like the trap that I wanted to set in, but it seems that Bixby Perplexity is giving me some products that you can actually use, to potentially meet some of your goals. So honestly, I'm very much pleased with what I can see here. The new Bixby is a truly conversational agent. It wasn't like that, and it has also plenty of other things. You can use this to change your brightness, reboot your phone, find settings inside the menu, so it's deeply integrated with the core One UI structure and settings. So honestly, I would really give this a chance. And by the way, this right now, the Bixby Perplexity is my new AI agent on my S25 Ultra. It's so incredible that Samsung are teaming up with Perplexity. Honestly, I would have seen also Bixby integrated with Google with Gemini, but then it's gonna be a bit boring because we already have Gemini almost everywhere else, right? So it's good to see something for a change, and Perplexity is a very, very good and powerful AI tool. I use it sometimes to do summary of very long form content and stuff like this. Anyway, I really hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if that's the case, you know what to do. Just go and watch my Game Boy Color 2026 review. Stay safe, VST over, and bye.